said but not said. He came home. You like scary movies?
We're back. We're back.
We are back.
Yes. And third time's a charm, maybe. I mean, I hope. I mean, yeah. We've had technical issues for the past 2 times that we tried to shoot this video.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this third time's a charm. This one's going to be it.
That's right.
This one's going to be it.
That's right.
So, without further ado, welcome back to Corn on the Macabre.
And you probably noticed something different.
Yeah.
We are together.
Yep.
Yes.
So we have our own studio space.
Yeah.
It's exciting. We're going to be able to do this together now, which is cool.
Exciting.
Yes.
And our friend happens to be in the film business with us. So,
yes.
So, there we go.
Yes. So, you know what else is exciting?
What?
The special 4th of July episode that we're doing.
Yeah, that didn't happen on the 4th of July.
We're still holiday weekend. We're still in the But
we're still there.
I mean, what movie would you cover for the 4th of July?
It's Return of the Living Dead.
I mean, okay. What's the number one?
I threw him off there.
It's valid. Yeah. So
it's Gilligan. From Gilligan's Island, okay? Gilligan, all right?
Gilligan.
I don't know Gilligan's last name. Did Gilligan have a last name? Or was that his last name?
I thought his last name was Island.
Okay. This was Gilligan's favorite movie of 1975, which he did see it because they got off the island, and then they went back to the island.
Yeah.
I think that was Return to Gilligan's Island. Or Escape from Gilligan's Island, or something from Gilligan. But Gilligan saw this movie, and he's like, yeah, I saw this movie about a big shark eating people.
So we're talking about Jaws, obviously, because what other movie is perfect for the 4th of July? I mean, aside from
Return of the Living Dead.
Yes. Yeah. I guess, would you rather be eaten by a zombie or a shark?
Oh.
That's a question.
I'd rather be eaten by neither.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I don't know which is worse. I mean, at least if you get eaten by a shark, at least you don't come back as a shark.
Zombie shark?
Oh God. There was a zombie versus a shark.
Yes, and zombie.
Yeah, and zombie, Fulci zombie. Yeah.
It's funny watching him try to bite the shark. Oh my gosh. I remember the first time I saw that, I like, what the fuck did I just watch?
I mean,
I like it.
Gotta push the envelope, Yeah, gotta find.
And I think I rented that Shockwaves.
Oh yeah, okay.
In the same day, same night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like Shockwaves too. Shockwaves is a great film. Peter Cushing, Nazi Zombies.
I mean,
it's great. It's a slow movie, but it's got Peter Cushing in it.
There you go.
And he's eating up the scenery. I mean,
it's always a win. Always a win.
Always. Anyway, but we're here to talk about Jaws.
Jaws. What do you... Okay, the biggest problem with Jaws is everything's already been said about Jaws.
Yes.
There's really nothing new to bring to the table, other than just sitting here going on about how much we love it. But we're gonna do our best.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
Yeah, I think we're gonna maybe talk about some book differences.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
And how
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever done. I mean, I think the guy is like book versus the movie. Guy. Yeah, I think he might have done one on Jaws.
I think there's a video on that. Yeah. But anyway, hey, and we'll probably go over some things that other people didn't notice that we picked up on. You know, some homages maybe that the film was trying to play to previous films.
And why don't we start with that?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Because the very opening scene. Okay, if you know the film, if you haven't seen the film, stop right now. Go watch the film. But if you haven't seen the film, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what have you did? What I can't imagine. Like,
all right, just stop and go watch the film, and then okay. So we have a girl skinny dipping in the ocean, and there's a shot that I always think of Creature from the Black Lagoon. I see this shot, and it's where the camera is below her, looking up at her, and in Creature from the Black Lagoon, where when Julie Adams is swimming in the Black Lagoon, there's a shot from the creature's point of view looking up, and I swear to God, Steven Spielberg threw that in as the homage to Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, it's.
But I don't know. That's just, I mean,
it's pretty. Let's show them.
Okay.
We're gonna throw a picture up on here so you can see. It's even in mid-stride, like it's. Yeah. And other than Creature from the Black Lagoon, it's the godfather of like aquatic horror.
Yeah, horror.
You know?
Yeah, and it makes people afraid of the water, which is there's a word for that. I'm sure. Let me look it up.
I think it's aquaphobia.
Oh, no, it can't be aquaphobia.
I'm pretty sure. It's like the only phobia that sounds like what it actually is. Believe it or not.
I have to do this.
You gotta check my work here.
Yeah, I do. Okay. Damn it.
Aquaphobia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're right.
Hey, so I came across this the other day. I don't even remember how or why. So, speaking of phobias, there is specifically a phobia named for people that are afraid of ducks staring at them.
Duck starophobia?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember what it's called. But I came across it. And being stared at by ducks is an actual phobia. A phobia is the irrational fear that at any given moment a duck is watching you from somewhere. I think no, that's just fucking anxiety. Okay.
I have an irrational fear of podcasts. That ramble on about nothing and everything. All right. So anyway, that is not the only thing I've caught in Jaws that might be also from Creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's talk about John Williams for a minute. Yes, everyone knows, that part, but when that crescendo happens, and you get the, I don't know, is it flutter trumpets or whatever, in Creature. It has this pulsating heartbeat thing going really fast, and you get this same. I swear to God, it's the same.
It's pretty similar.
Yes, it's pretty similar. So
it is.
I'm wondering if John Williams was thinking the same thing that Spielberg was thinking. It's like, let's go back to Creature from the Black Lagoon and for some inspiration.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just me, and I told Craig about that, so he's like, I'm going to watch it. Oh my God, you're right.
Speaking of John Williams and the score, I don't think there is. See, this movie has a lot of it is the number one in this area, and I think Jaws probably has one of the, if not the most recognizable theme.
Oh yeah.
In the history of not just horror films, because Jaws is a horror film.
Yeah.
In the history of cinema.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you've got things like, Star Wars or
that's iconic.
The Exorcist, Friday the 13th. The list, we could sit here and list a bunch of movies, but of all things, Jaws has to be one of the, if not the most recognizable theme of all time.
Yeah, I would concur.
Yeah,
and I'm not a doctor.
No, and I'm not a sound doctor.
And I'm not a spin doctor.
I wonder how many people even know who the spin doctors are. I don't know.
They're the most happy band ever. I swear to God. Yes.
They are.
So, like we said, Jaws came out in 1975, and I remember it well because my brother and I, our grandmother took us to, I can't remember the name of the barber shop, but it's across the state from the theater, and we were in there getting our haircut, and I'm looking out, and I'm like, saw a poster for this, and I'd seen the TV spot for it, so I knew Jaws. Okay, and anyway, but the very first trailer to come out, you didn't know it was a shark. At least I don't think you did, because we went over and after getting our haircut, and it's like, oh, Jaws, it's a shark, and anybody that knows that, and then you got naked ladies swimming. We're like, oh yeah, but then I'm like, well, there's no way the shark is like right below her. She's swimming this way. That shark's gonna miss her. So anyway, a dumb 6-year-old kid, So anyway, I think it was the following weekend that we went to see it. My grandmother took me to it.
Thank you, Grandma.
Yes, thank you, Grandma. I have aquatic phobia, aquaphobia because of this movie. So anyway, so I have fond memories of this movie. But after we saw the movie, we had planned on going to the theater, but then later, after the theater, we were going to get dropped off at the swimming pool. Yeah. I think I peed in the pool.
Oh, that's horrible.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Because I put these goggles on, I went underwater, and I'm like, holy shit. I didn't say shit, because at 6-year-old, I probably didn't know the word. But I'm like, underwater, and it's like one of the underwater shots from Jaws. I'm like, whoa. I got out of the water, and I was freaked out. I was having a panic attack. So, there you go. All right, so moving on.
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, 1975. The budget on this film was $9 million. Can you believe that?
In 1975, $9 million. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Nowadays, not so much.
No, I mean, still, well, it depends on who you ask, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what's crazier than $9 million is the fact that somebody read the book and they were immediately like, we have to make a movie about this.
Yes, but you know what's crazier than that? John Milius. John Milius, the director of Conan the Barbarian. Okay, this guy was freaking crazy, insane. He is one of the writers on this script.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the screenwriters.
Yeah.
And you know what? Peter Benchley is also. But you know Robert Shaw?
Yeah, Robert Shaw. Yeah,
right. So let's move on. Now get back to what you were talking about. When I so rudely interrupted
I don't remember what I was. Oh, the book.
Yeah, the book. We're going to talk about the book now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this book. It's not.
It's not good.
Okay, I mean, Peter Benchley is a fine novelist. There's nothing wrong with him as a writer, and this book would have probably been fine had the movie never been made. It probably would have been much better in my mind. But this is one of the only films, I think, where the film actually surpasses the book.
I would agree with that. I would concur.
There's nobody likable in the book. Not a single character.
I mean, maybe Brody.
Maybe. And the shark.
But Ellen Brody.
Oh. God.
And Matt Hooper are fucking.
They have an affair.
Yeah.
They have an affair. There's an affair in the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically she just misses being younger. That's why. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Hooper also gets chomped in the book. But I guess that's a good thing. So there is one likable character in the book, and it's the fucking shark.
There you go.
Because he eats all the shitty people.
Yes, he does. He does. All right. Yeah. All
yeah.
Right.
And I don't know, Mayor, he owed like the mafia, the mob, money.
Larry Bond.
Larry
Bond.
Like
Bond.
Yeah.
Yes, he owed yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he wasn't about to shut the beaches down.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. They came home every night.
Yes.
When they went out on the boat.
Yes.
Quint, Hooper, Brody, they came back every night.
Yes.
What? That's not exciting.
No, it's not.
Could you imagine if the movie went that way? They just went out every day and came back? Huh? Oh, we didn't catch him. Huh? Okay.
Well, you know what we wouldn't have if they went back every night? We wouldn't have the USS Indianapolis.
You're damn right.
Monologue.
That's right.
That Robert Shaw wrote.
He did.
Yeah, but you guys already know that.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows everything there is to know about Jaws.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, I mean...
I bet nobody knows who directed this film.
I mean, he's a nobody.
Yeah, he's a nobody. So...
I mean, there's an argument that could be made that Spielberg is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Yeah, I mean, okay. You know, Jaws is a remake, though. Of Duel.
Wait, yeah, that's true. It is a remake of his previous movie.
Yes.
So he even used the dinosaur roar at the end.
Of both of them. Oh my gosh. I love it. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Valid. Fair enough. But yeah. Back to, we brought up Quint's monologue.
Yes.
Quint, Robert Shaw's Quint,
mm-hmm.
and the multitude of characters in films and actors playing him, Quint's got to be in the top. It should be in the top 5 for everybody in roles played in the history of cinema. Just got to be.
Top 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Boris Karloff, Frankenstein Monster. Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
John Wick is badass.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, man. I mean... Robert Shaw Quint. I mean, he's like in the top 3.
See?
I mean...
Yeah, I can't... I mean, not even personal preference, but just overall, that role, and the movie in general, Jaws as a film, is one of the few movies that I will say should be considered one of the greatest of all time.
Yes.
Rarely do I say
I
outside of my opinion. I usually use my opinion, but Jaws is... I mean, it's the quintessential film. There's a reason it was considered the first blockbuster.
Yes. And anytime I'm writing a script, I take the blueprint of Jaws, because you take the shark away, put serial killer in.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go. I take the shark away, put Jason Voorhees in. There you go. You take the shark away, put whatever in as the antagonist, and yeah, you got a blockbuster.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So a lot of times when I write a script, that's it, and I always try to put a USS Indianapolis type monologue in. So yeah, this film has really influenced my filmmaking, my writing, and everything, and even my acting. Yeah.
I can't think very many movies that affected me throughout my whole life as much as Jaws probably had. It's one of my most favorite movies of all time. Yeah. Saw it at such a young age, and everybody, there's not a single person that doesn't know Jaws. It's just it's universal.
Yeah, Universal Picture. That's,
yeah.
Just in case you don't know.
Horrible joke. Anyway,
it was a horrible joke, but we still laughed at it, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
All right. So
I bet some of them did too.
Moving on.
Yeah. So we got to cover a little bit more about the actors and the characters in general.
Yes.
Because I think there's an argument to be made that between Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider, that their three roles in one film, it may be their best role, each of them individually, all in one film.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
Best performance, best role, all together in a singular film.
And here's the thing: try having Richard Dreyfuss play Brody. Try having Robert Shaw play Brody. Try having Roy Scheider play Quint. It doesn't work.
No.
And try having anybody else. I mean, put Clint Eastwood in there to play Quint. Well, that might work, but I mean, you know what I mean.
They should just remake Jaws.
Yeah.
No.
Jaws needs a remake.
Okay.
Yes.
If I could pick one film in the history of filmmaking to not be remade, I would choose Jaws.
Yes. I concur.
Don't.
And I feel like a doctor now. But you do make a good argument for a prequel to Jaws.
I do, and I did mention this. Yes, I have the perfect prequel idea, even though they already kind of made a movie about this. It was garbage. So
I'd have had Nicolas Cage playing Quint.
And don't shit on Nicolas Cage. Yeah. I will fight you for this guy.
I love
Nicolas Cage is fantastic. I don't care what you guys say.
No, he's not fantastic. He's fan-fucking-tastic.
He is fan-fucking-tastic.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway.
Yes.
Rewind a little bit to... So, I can't believe I just did that. Just you porky pig. But
I was rewinding.
Oh, yeah. That's what my VCR used to sound like when I was a kid. Absolutely.
Okay.
So you don't remake Jaws. You don't make a sequel. What you do is you make a quasi prequel in 1945 about the U.S. Indianapolis story, and you make Quint, a younger Quint, the main character.
Yeah. There you go.
Win-win.
But who do you think should play Quint? I mean, let's answer this question down below.
I want
to know.
Yeah, I want to. I don't even have anybody that pops in mind right away.
I do. I have somebody that I think could. I'm thinking of Tom Hardy. Fuck.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Okay.
I think he could.
I don't have a valid argument against that. I don't. I think Tom Hardy's a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah.
If we just forget about the Venom movies.
Yeah. Venom. That's.
You know what? We're not. This is not the time or the place.
Yes,
but Tom Hardy's not a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's my prequel idea, and I think it could work if you give it to the right people.
I think so too. Yeah.
What you don't do is give it to today's blockbuster filmmakers, because
like Ty West.
I don't think I can place him in the
blockbuster. Yeah.
He's just kind of breaking into the mainstream thanks to thanks to Maya Goth, really. I mean.
Oh yeah. I
do want to see Maxine. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. All right. We're done talking about other things. We're going to concentrate on Jaws. Our ADHD is like
it's extreme.
But we've been up for 72 hours straight. 52, 4, 58. I don't know how many hours.
I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So one thing that has always stuck with me. I mean, the whole movie has stuck with me, but one of the main things that has always stuck with me, and it doesn't matter how many times I watch this film, and I watch this film at least twice a year. Okay. the death scenes in Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 1975. This film was rated PG.
Well,
has survived millions of years of evolution
what?
without change, without passion.
Okay. I'm done.
Anyway. Whew.
I'm trying to throw a monkey wrench in there.
Yeah. So, yeah, at least twice a year I watch Jaws. I have a Jaws problem. But it never failed. The death scenes are as extreme and tragic to me now as they were back when I was a small child. Probably about the same age you were, I imagine. I was probably 5-6 range when I saw Jaws for the first time. And it scared the living daylights out. You know what? I take that back. The movie itself didn't scare me. It was the after effects. It was there was a Jaws in every swimming pool.
Yes.
Any body of water, no matter how big or small, the bathtub was a danger zone. Okay,
yes.
You were not safe.
Yeah. When I close my eyes in the bathtub to wash my hair and I open them up, I'm in the ocean.
Yeah.
I know. Aquaphobia. Yes.
So, oh shit. But yeah, so PG. How did they get away with PG? And I
don't know.
I know the time framing is different. I know PG back then was a lot different than PG now. Obviously, if Jaws was released today, we're getting into our territory. We've got blood, we've got gore, we've got language, violence. I mean,
we've got it all.
I mean, it would probably. It might skim by on a PG-13, but I mean, Quint, if you listen close enough, he drops an F-bomb at some point. And we
talked about that.
Yeah, and you can't hear it very well unless you're paying attention or if you have the updated 4K version, which not only can you hear, you can see more things in that movie.
Oh, do you see the boobies?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Okay, let's talk about the deaths.
Yeah, well, let's start with her even.
Okay.
Opening of the film.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, holy shit, was that intense.
What an inciting incident.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's played up a bit much for dramatic effect because there would be no reason that the actual shark attack would go on that long. It's played up, obviously, for an intense first sequence.
Bruce was trying to play with her boobies.
What is Hooper's line? They swim, make little baby sharks, and eat. I mean, so
he was trying to make baby sharks and eat.
Yeah, I think so. He was trying. Yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, well, 3 birds because he was swimming around her too, and swimming with her.
The smart fish.
Yeah, fish.
So, but the around the world was shocking and extreme to people, and it was not just your typical scare or jump scare or anything like that. It was a vicious, gut-wrenching opening sequence to start you off on the film.
Yeah.
And easily memorable. I mean, there's no blood or gore to it, but it is just harrowing to watch her be ripped back and forth. And,
when she's in the water and she's smiling, she's kind of waiting right there, and gets that little pulled underwater, just the look on her face, and then she gets pulled down again, and just her starting to hyperventilate already is like, oh my god.
Well, yeah, I mean, in her mind, I mean, she's been drinking. She's intoxicated.
Yeah,
she's out skinny dipping. She's the thought of being attacked from a shark is probably the furthest thing from her mind.
Oh yeah, but it would be the first thing on my mind because I've seen this movie. She didn't see the movie.
No,
if she had seen this movie before she would have got castrated, she would not have done it.
No. Do not drink and swim.
That's right.
Bad idea because sharks. Anyway, yeah. So that one is obviously memorable and terrifying, but I mean, Kittner boy. We really ratchet shit up.
Oh, Alex Kittner. Okay, yes. Let's remember Alex for a while, for a minute here.
Yeah,
a minute of silence.
A moment of
He was
silence.
taken from us on this day, June 29th, 1975. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Oh,
Yes, some of the behind the scenes for this scene, it's like
we should we'll share a couple
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
We'll put them up here. Because the scene was supposed to be different, and it was going to be a lot worse.
Yes. They probably would have gotten an R rating.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's probably a sick part of me that wants to see the footage of what that would have been, because it would. I mean, originally you were supposed to see Jaws come up and just chomp the kid.
Right.
Whoa. I mean, it's terrifying the way it is. It's still shot wonderfully. It's cut wonderfully.
Here's the thing. It's more shocking the way it is because you don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think...
And it doesn't really hit you until his mom is like standing on the beach like... And then you're like, oh shit. He's gone.
Oh,
He's gone.
Imagine being that mother.
Yes. And this death it has a lot of weight to it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not that the opening didn't, but this one does, because you see the immediate aftermath. You see the mother, and you're like, Jesus, you can put yourself in her shoes. And it just makes it that much more tragic. Not that it's not tragic to begin with, but it's like, between
the mother and the fact that it's a small child. I mean, the fact that it happened in the first place. It just Brody did his best to try to shut down the beaches.
He did.
They weren't going to allow it.
He did.
I mean, let's take a look at the sequence as a whole. It is. I wish I could say it's my favorite sequence. It's not, but it is probably one of the greatest sequences ever filmed. Every part of it is absolute perfection, with Brody on the beach with his wife, and the whole sequence where he's looking out and, he is watching the water, and of course there's a couple things that happens that makes him kind of perk up and see what happens, and then it obviously really does happen. Right. But that whole sequence, the
tension. It's just, I mean, something's going to happen. Then you have a false, you have a false alarm, and then it's like, then you relax.
Yeah.
You relax. It's like, oh, okay, nothing's going to happen. But then, something's going to happen. Okay. And
yeah, when the dog goes missing, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, that he went after the dog and not another swimmer. But, hey.
Maybe he thought it was a hot dog. I don't know.
You might win for a worse joke now.
Well, that was a dad joke.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we're allowed dad jokes nonstop.
I'm a dad, so I'm allowed the dad joke.
It's allowed. It's allowed.
So, but back to Alex.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing, having a great time, splashing in the water. Do.
The sound's really not the music cues itself, but the sound the kid makes.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, ooh,
mercy me.
Yeah, and it's just I think going back to what you mentioned, you don't quite understand what's going on. Obviously, if you've seen the film, but if you take yourself back to watching the film the first time, in that moment, it took your mind a couple of seconds to register.
Right.
And it's almost like you're registering along with Brody's character. You're both at the same time realizing what happened. That's how great this movie is written, how great a filmmaker Spielberg is, and the acting involved. Watching it for the first time, that is a really special moment, because it almost works out perfectly that you're right along with the character in the film, because it happens quickly. You see what happens, but it's not in your face. You don't see the shark rise out of the water and then munch down. It's not.
And what we do get is the best use. I've never seen this. The Alfred Hitchcock shot. I've never seen it used. I mean, I've seen it used in this way, but never this powerful. That's the dolly zoom shot, and it just the impact. I mean, you feel it. It draws you in, and doesn't let go. It draws you in, shakes the shit out of you, and says, "Fuck you!" I mean, fuck. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, yeah.
I've never tried to do that shot. I mean, I have, but I've never really camera on a dolly, and because it'll never be as good.
No, it just
we might try that in Sanguinexus.
We can try.
Yeah, we
for
can try.
sure.
We'll see if it'll work.
Sure. Yeah.
So stick around for more information about Sanguinexus.
Yes. We'll be dropping bits and pieces of that here and there throughout our episodes. So more on that later.
Yeah.
More death. More
death.
Shark snacks.
That's right. We don't have Scooby snacks. We have shark snacks.
Shark snacks.
Yeah, Brucey snacks. Yeah.
The next one isn't as bad for me. The dude in the pond.
Yeah. But I mean, that is, he's like, and Bruce is right there. It's like,
seeing that shot of Bruce underwater coming up to nab him, it's pretty terrifying.
It is.
Because this is the first time you're really you're catching a glimpse of the shark.
And you're seeing how big he is.
Yeah.
So it's like, holy crap.
That's another thing the book fucked up. 20 foot in the book, 25 in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger's better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't Hooper say, well, that's a 15-footer?
20-footer.
A 20-footer. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he was quoting the book.
Yeah.
And
Quint corrected it.
Quint's like 25.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go with Quint because he knows. What if it is a 24?
I mean, it could be.
It could be a 26.
I mean, anything you look up says that Bruce was 25.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe just everybody was like, "Yep, Quint's right." I don't know.
Yeah.
I would believe in the script. But,
I would believe him.
Yeah.
Especially if I see a movie about the USS Indianapolis where Quint is fighting sharks.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So again, the pond sequence where that guy dies, that was also supposed to be shot and filmed different. Oh, I mean, it was, but that cut didn't make the movie. It was supposed to be a lot more intense. Where Jaws has the guy in his mouth and is swimming with him, and as he's getting, flying through the water, he grabs a hold of Brody's son that's in the pond as well, and kind of holds onto him, and then lets go. And gets taken off by Bruce. But
I think the scene works better the way it is.
Oh, I think so too.
Definitely, because there's two scenes, there's two shots that are like the money shots in this film, and if we had something there, I think it would have taken away from the other two.
Yeah, I think so. I honestly, there's nothing in the movie I would rather have instead of what made it into the actual film.
Right.
By any means,
right.
I would love to see actual footage, stock footage of other things being shot, because I just love behind the scenes stuff.
Right, and seeing something new that just something that you love. Like what I really want to see is I really want Spielberg to go George Lucas on this and CGI the shark so it doesn't look so fake. More on that later. I couldn't keep a straight face. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Yeah, please don't. And you know what? On that note, anybody who says that the shark looks fake,
never mind.
I mean, feel free to tell them where to go or what to do themselves.
Or what to suck.
That also.
Deal.
Yes, to a certain extent, but did you just talk to it on this video? Oh, no!
Wait. wait. Maybe when Hooper's like,
Oh, that.
I have no spit. Hot damn. Never mind. Okay. Move on. Let's just move on.
We've joined the rest of the internet now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. We just. Oh, we're going.
Oh,
We're going to
shit.
hell.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
yeah. Anyway, so I have no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
Hot two girl.
No, that's what you were talking about.
Hey, I'm sure there's a meme.
Oh yeah. If there isn't, I think we should make one.
Okay, I think one might show up.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent you one.
That's right. Yeah, I've made a couple Jaws memes myself, actually. Mm-hmm.
So, we were talking about we wouldn't want anything to change.
Oh yes, yeah, there's nothing in this film I would want changed. I would just like to see,
leave it the way it
behind the
is.
scenes stock footage, but the film as is absolute perfection.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you could make this a college course.
Oh yeah,
Jaws, understanding
It
Jaws,
should
the
be.
filmmaking of Jaws, the story writing of Jaws, the direction of Jaws. I mean, it's all everything. Everything came together so perfect. So, yeah.
yeah. I in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of films that I've heard or seen be used as a teaching in college courses or film school and things like that. And
You know what's really funny is I have two. Okay,
Mhm.
and Schindler's List is one, and Saving Private Ryan is another.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Both Steven Spielberg films.
Oh, imagine that.
Oh. So you could
Just
filmmaking 101.
pretty
Just watch
fantastic.
Jaws.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
So yeah, as far as deaths go,
yeah.
we're gonna. I want to take a minute to discuss the demise of Quint,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to this day is probably still the most
Visceral.
shocking death scene to me. Now I'm speaking me personally. To me,
Well, I would agree.
there is just.
I mean,
nothing matches it.
You don't think he's gonna die.
No.
I mean, you're like, oh, he's gonna survive. He's an Ahab, yes, but he's gonna survive. We got an Ahab. Paradise Lost, found it.
But yeah, you know what? So I think one of the things that plays to the strength of it is how quickly it happens.
Yes.
The event itself. I mean, you're at a point in this film where we just sent Hooper in the water with the cage. That doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's a cage match from hell.
And yeah, and I don't know if this was just like, oh, we pissed the shark off.
Yes, that's
right
what it
after
was.
after this, he's just like, fuck you. And
he pulls a Meg.
Yeah. And he comes fucking flying up there on the boat. And as you mentioned, as a viewer, I don't even know if I was thinking in that moment of whether or not he was actually going to die or whether he was going to live. I was just so enthralled, I think, for the first time. And then watching it after that, it's hard for me to even recall what I was thinking. But it being the character that it was, especially in the time frame, you're not, the world is not used to or prepared or even wanting, because we both know how a great character death can do wonders for a story.
Yeah.
But at that 1975, this is not a big thing.
Right.
For a major character to bite the dust at the end of the movie.
Right.
And sure, you can make your arguments about how Quint was an asshole anyway, but let's face it, everybody can have their favorite, but Quint, the minute you meet Quint on film, he's pretty much everybody's favorite character in the film.
Yeah, and that's
more or less.
And that's testament to Robert Shaw.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was hard to work with.
So I hear.
Yeah. And but he's one hell of an actor.
Oh, amazing.
And one hell of a character actor. I mean, he became the embodiment of Quint.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably went out and wrestled a shark.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Not a 20-footer or a 25-footer.
Probably.
But
I don't know. Maybe he went down and just punched one.
maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe he was the
He's
zombie trying to eat the shark.
Maybe he doesn't have city hands. He's got strong. He crushes a can.
Oh yes, he does.
I mean, and don't you have a can?
Yes, I have a can. You can't.
Yeah, you can't do that. Not with those old school cans.
No, hell no.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah,
this is just shitty aluminum. Who cares?
Yeah, and this is the funny thing about the movie. When a young kid, 9, 10, even 16 years old, watches that movie today for the first time, they're like, what's the big deal there?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I hand them the can. I'm like, here you go. Crush that fucker.
Try.
They're like, what the fuck? Impossible. Can't be done.
Did you know? It's been within the last, I don't know, couple years. We're talking 5 at most, but like the last 2 years. I don't know if this beer was always sold, but recently it's become like an online thing where you can go out and you can get cans or cases of Nargissette, I think it's pronounced. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It sounds like a cough drop.
It does.
Like
It
cough
does.
syrup
It does.
or something.
But they even repackaged it for Jaws.
Let me look that up.
Yeah. I need to get my hands on. I want a can. I need 2 cans. I need one undrank, untouched, and then I need one crushed and displayed. Because why not?
We're gonna have to get some of those.
But yeah, it must be a coast thing because I haven't seen it in stores here in the Midwest anywhere. But you can get them online. People will sell, the beer itself, or people just sell the can. So that's a cool thing if anybody's interested. It's a cool thing to have if you're a collector. I like to collect things, but back to Quint's death. So yeah, you don't really expect it to happen, whether it happens fast or whether you don't think they're really going to kill a character that integral to the story.
Right.
And then, the descent of him going into the shark's mouth. Even then at that moment, you are not prepared for the actual sequence that follows.
Yeah, and that's what Gilligan was talking about. Yeah. I'm sure. I guarantee you.
Even just the audio of it.
Oh God!
Quint screaming and the gurgle and the blood spot.
The blood.
Man, but just watching him slide into it,
yes,
he can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's just and just that first initial crunch.
Right.
Oh, and then you watch him continue to get crunched, and he's back and forth, and he's stabbing the shark in the face with an. Oh man.
As you're describing this, I'm thinking of Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks' character.
Yeah,
his death at the end of that there's nothing spectacular about it. There's nothing heroic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Quint.
Yeah,
and they kind of had the same weight. They kind of had the same impact, really, because it's like, oh my God, you just killed. Yeah, wow.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. And there's nothing. Tom Hanks, he's shooting back, but he's dying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, wow. Okay, that's just me rambling on. Babbling on.
But yeah, I just it's one of those things that you would think over time diminishes. But for me, every time I watch it, it's intense.
Yeah,
we've seen it all.
Yeah, that death really has the weight to it. I mean, you don't want to see Quint die.
No, you don't. You don't. No, I mean,
so
yeah. As terrifying as it is, I do look forward to the sequence because of how impactful it is. That's I don't know if that's normal, but as a fan of film, you look forward to the things that really, really affected you or still affect you within a great film, and that's just one of them.
Yeah, and Jaws is one of the films that, I grew up on and scared me in the theater. I hold it very, very high on my list with we got Jaws, we got Alien, saw them both in the theater. Embryo, saw that in the theater. I didn't really understand it when I was a kid. Like, what the fuck? It's a chick walking around naked. Kind of cool, but I think I saw the Omen in the theater. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of movies. I saw Fright Night in the theater when it came out. It's like, wow, just all these movies that I'm just, as a kid, I saw in the theater. And Friday the 13th Part 4.
There are so many films that I missed out on in their initial run. As a good portion of the films that I absolutely love and adore and cherish, I was not around for when they first came out. I'm
as old as dirt, so I was there.
I may look old, but I'm not quite as old. But I have had the chance. I have seen Jaws on the big screen twice now.
Okay.
And they're.
I saw it in the summer of '75. I want to say I saw it probably in July of '75, after the 4th and everything. Or maybe it was around the 4th. I don't know. It came out June 20th. But I know I saw it twice, like on a Saturday and then the following Saturday. But I think I saw it at the drive-in also. Oh, man. Like the following Saturday night.
So,
drive-in.
Speaking of what, God, I would have loved to see Jaws in the drive-in. But speaking of ways to view Jaws, I'm sure you, as well as our viewers, have seen this online.
Yeah, I won't do it. I won't do it unless
I want to do it.
Unless I'm on a boat.
I want to do it. It would be so intense, man. I want to experience that. Because normally I play it safe. I don't like to play with what ifs. So I don't like to take too many chances with life. But I mean, you're okay in a little lake, or a swimming pool on your flotation device, watching Jaws on a, imagine the drive-in, but it's a swim-in. It's a swim-in.
Yeah.
That would be exhilarating.
I'd piss myself.
Well, that's fine. You're in the water anyway.
That's right. You're watching the movie, and then scary shit happens. All of a sudden, the water all around everyone gets warm.
Yeah. Like, what's happening?
What the fuck? Oh. Let's talk. We have to talk about Ben Gardner.
Yes.
We have to.
We do.
We cannot talk Jaws and not talk about the scene.
The scene.
The scene.
One of two major scenes that we should probably talk about.
Yes.
So, strangely enough, the actor that played Ben Gardner was not an actor.
Right.
He was someone from the island that lived there. And they loved him so much, with him just feeding random lines, that Ben Gardner's character got a little bit bigger and bigger in the film because they loved this guy so much. And there was dialogue that he would say in takes that Quint later on, or Robert Shaw later on, uses as Quint in the film. It's really interesting how this random dude that lived there, because I mean all their extras were just people from the island where they were shooting. Mm-hmm. But this guy specifically, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I think everybody knows a guy like that.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like, there's people that I'm like, I really want to put in Sanguine Exodus, like, because they would do such a great job, and got people like that. But let's talk about Hooper and that scene.
Hooper in the head.
Hooper in the head.
Not Hooper getting head. Hooper, that was the book. Wait.
Hooper and Hooper and Hedwig and the Angry Itch. Okay.
So this is really interesting, and this also goes into something that Spielberg talks about, But this scene where Hooper and Brody go out after they've opened up the tiger shark, and obviously the Kettner boy's not in there.
Yeah,
They didn't see him spill out all over the dock.
Yeah, and the shark was out of state anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, they go down there, and everybody knows.
Have Jersey license plates.
Yeah, Jersey, yeah. So yeah, Hooper they find Ben Gardner's boat, and so Hooper goes out there and dives in to take a look. And everybody knows this scene. Everybody knows it very well because it scared the living shit out of everybody watching the film for the first time.
Yeah, but it's so.
It's the perfect scare.
Yeah,
for what it is, because
it's not a cheap scare.
It's not a cheap scare, and it's not a jump scare either. Because if you really pay attention to how it was shot and how it was played, the head comes out and it kind of floats out, and it's not an immediate jump out.
Right.
And the music sting that comes along with it happens after you've already seen the head come out. So it's not. And this was done very specifically on purpose by Spielberg, because, as you know, back in the day, when films would come out, a lot of times they would still cut and edit and change and tweak things here and there about films and put them back in the theater. And they did this a bunch of different ways with Ben Gardner in that scene with the head, trying to figure out which was the best way to do this, because Spielberg knew that he had to play it a certain way for the other terrifying scene in the movie, because if you lose the audience early on in the film, if you've lost their trust that early, you're not going to be able to scare them at all later in the film. And I think it's really interesting how perfectly these two scare scenes really end up working out.
Well, the thing is, the scare actually happens with Hooper's reaction. That's the scare.
Yeah.
That is the scare, because you see his shock and awe, because he sees the head and it doesn't register at first, and it's like, holy shit! When it finally registers what he's looking at, that's the way it looks. Yeah, that's the way I take it.
Also, as you've mentioned before, Spielberg's really playing with you at this point, because when Hooper goes down there, I mean, you're as if you're expecting the shark.
Yes, you are.
You're not expecting the head.
You're expecting the shark or a shark. You're expecting something, you're expecting something to jump out at Hooper.
Yeah.
But not from inside the boat,
Yeah.
So you're not looking to the boat. You're looking all around. Something's going to, maybe tug on his leg or something.
Yeah. I mean, really effective scene, because Jaws is one of the few movies I remember seeing for the first time. I remember the feelings I had and the things I was thinking. I remember specifically being I didn't know the words for it then, but just being completely anxiety ridden and on the edge of my seat in that scene, because with Hooper, you're dedicated to the character, you're enthralled with the character, and you're like, oh shit, is he gonna die? Are we gonna really do this soon? Is this gonna happen? Is this not gonna happen? Is the shark gonna pop out? Something is going to happen.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it is, and the way it plays out is absolutely perfect, because it doesn't make you distrust the film, as Spielberg talked about.
Right.
So
really, the only thing that's in your head is shark. That's it. You're not expecting Ben Gardner's head to pop out at you. Yeah. Simple. I mean, it's so simple.
It is. It is really. Yeah. There's a lot of things in this movie that are actually simple, but
effective. Very effective.
Absolutely brilliant. The score itself is a pretty simple thing, but it's an amazing theme. But yeah, so the second big scare later on in the film, when we see Jaws, Bruce in his full glory, when he comes up as Brody is chumming into the water, that's when you get that big scare.
Yeah, that scare is set up with a laugh.
Yes, it is. It
It's
is
set up with a
actually.
laugh.
Because we don't think it this way now, but
Right.
the word shit
Yes.
was... Okay, we're children and apparently stuck back in 75.
Yes.
But back then, shit was a comedic word. It was
Yes.
It would give you laughter.
Yes. And yeah,
so,
the audience, they laughed at it.
Yeah. And just the way that Brody says it, oh, he's being sarcastic.
Yeah.
You know,
Come
why don't you come down here and chum some of this shit? Yeah. And so it's set up perfectly. It may not work as well as it used to now because we're so desensitized to
shit
language like that. Yeah, shit.
Shit,
yeah, but that scare is the one that is the actual real jump scare. The one that gets you. The one that made everybody back in the day throw their popcorn, pass out, puke,
piss,
shit, piss, come. I don't know. But
coming during that scene. There's something wrong.
I'm sure.
And I hope you're in the back seat.
Listen. I don't kink shame, so maybe sharks are a thing for some people, and
I'm gonna look it up.
There's probably
no.
It's not a phobia, but it's a shark fat to finish it. Finish it. Okay. So for those of you, we went ahead and did the search for you. In case you wanted to know, there is a shark fetish. It's called OnlyFins, and that's almost as perfect as Jaws is.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic. I am so happy that we looked that up.
Yes.
And you are welcome.
And the website is about the mating rituals of sharks.
Yeah, so there you have it. Anyway, back to the big scare.
Yes.
Let's talk about how perfect that whole scene is set up. From the moment that he's chumming and he says the line and you see Jaws and he backs up, the other character's reaction to it. Everybody knows this, that line was ad-libbed by Roy Scheider.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't in the script.
Right.
Which is just absolutely crazy because I don't think there's another ad-libbed line that is that... is there a more quoted film quote in the history of
film quotes?
Cinema? I mean, yes, the father quote from Star Wars, yes.
Yes.
But I don't think anything tops.
Right. I mean, you have Gone with the Wind, you have Casablanca. The list can go on and on, but if you give one of those quotes, frankly, Scarlet, I don't give a damn.
Yep.
People might know it.
Mm-hmm.
People might not know it. I mean...
Oh, yeah, we're getting into it.
Gen Z doesn't know shit.
I think, frankly, Scarlet, if you were to say that line to a younger generation today, they're probably not going to...
Yeah, they probably won't know it.
Yeah.
But if you say, you're going to need a bigger boat...
Yeah. Oh.
They might not know what it's from, but
they know the quote.
They know the quote.
Yeah. And I'd even go as far as to say that they know it's from Jaws.
Yeah.
But Jaws, it is that thing. It is that film that is as recognizable as something much like Star Wars or maybe Marvel now, or I don't know. But
I can't quote Marvel.
Well, I just mean like as a franchise in general.
I can't quote Marvel.
Oh no! I mean, I can. I'm not going to because we don't need to get into how much I love superheroes. But no, you can't expect people quote Marvel for sure. But Jaws, you definitely can. And
I'm Iron Man. Yeah. There you go.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
But are you quoting Iron Man or are you quoting Black Sabbath? I mean, anyway.
Well, Tony Stark was quoting Black Sabbath.
That's true. So you're quoting both. Ooh,
quoting both.
Smart.
Yes, and I can quote Jaws This is no boating accident. But am I quoting Jaws or am I quoting Stakeout? Same actor, same line of dialogue.
I mean, anyway, so yeah,
and Richard Dreyfuss did play Hooper in another movie.
in Piranha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So going back to that sequence
Yes.
and the line, even as Brody backs up, the way Quint responds, because Quint didn't.
Yes.
I mean, Robert Shaw didn't know that was the line that was going to be said.
But he was in character.
And that,
he didn't break until he did the DVD commentary.
Exactly, and that's how that's how fantastic this lightning in a bottle, as you've mentioned before, that this film is constantly catching, which is unbelievable in the first place, considering, as we all know, how hard this film was to shoot. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me how much perfection you got out of this.
Yes.
With how hard it was to get in the first place.
Yes, and here's the thing. I want to add to this right now. The perfection of this film. A lot of people say, well, if the shark did work, it wouldn't have been as good a movie. Bullshit. Because Steven Spielberg is not your run-of-the-mill director. He's not a hack. If the shark was working and we're seeing too much of it, Spielberg's like, hey, we got to cut this scene. We got to cut this shot. He would have put together the same exact movie.
Yeah, I think even in his young age that he was when he shot Jaws, I think Spielberg was still an exceptional filmmaker, and I believe he was competent enough to know that. I'll agree with. Would we have seen the shark maybe a little bit more? Probably.
Maybe. A split second here or there, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe you would have just seen fuller shots when you do see the shark. Maybe you would have seen it more full on. But as a whole, I think he always would have kept it hidden. It wouldn't have been in your face.
Because I think he'd watch the film, which when you're editing a film, you watch it millions of times, and you get so sick of your own fucking movie. He'd be like, man, too much shark.
Yeah.
Too much shark.
Yeah.
Too much werewolf. No, they're going to never
That's
be
no
enough
such
werewolf.
thing. No.
Okay. But
we go the opposite way on that meter.
Yeah. So would it have been the same movie? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. There might have been a split second more of the shark here and there in other scenes, but I just, we might have saw more. I don't know. But I think the movie would still be great, and we wouldn't see the shark too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we would have seen it a whole lot more. So I agree with the argument there. I do not agree with people that say that, if it was working, it wouldn't have been as great. Yeah. I disagree wholeheartedly. Yeah. I mean,
I just want to, slap them upside the head when they say that. I've never said that, honestly, because Spielberg is one of my favorite directors, great director.
Amazing.
And I'm like, no, he wouldn't have shown the shark that much, But, people are like, well, it forced him to be a better filmmaker. No, it forced him to be the filmmaker that he is. I mean, it didn't force him to do anything.
Yeah.
He's like, I can shoot this scene, I can shoot that scene, I can shoot this scene different.
I think it forced him to use his talent more than he originally probably thought he was going to have to.
Right.
But I think that talent was inherently there.
Yes,
I don't think it was. I don't think that Jaws made Spielberg. It definitely forced him to just use more, I think.
Yeah, he would have looked at the shark footage and said, look, the shark's not working. It doesn't look right, we're seeing too much of it. So, the shark not working or the shark not working.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
Speaking of the shark, I'm sure you know this. I'm sure
maybe
some, you know everything. Yeah. Maybe some of our viewers don't know this, but the poster for Jaws.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, first off, man, One of the greatest posters
great.
of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
I absolutely love the poster.
Yeah, it's not as good as Sanguine X's poster.
It is absolutely classic. But the shark used for reference and the type of shark in the poster is not a great white. It is a mako. Yeah.
Better get Mako.
But yeah, and really it's because just a mako is more aesthetically pleasing. It's crazy, and you probably don't think about it. But when you think shark, I think most people think of a great white.
Yeah,
But I think they're thinking actually of a mako. I think that's the quintessential look for a shark in your mind. Even though if you are, saying, "Well, I'm going to picture a great white."
When I read Jaws, this is the cover that we had.
Yeah,
that's and it looks like a big penis attacking her. So I'm like, only fins.
only fins.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a mako, and it's fantastic. Yeah, there's
that's about it.
Brain dead.
I mean,
yeah. I don't know what else we can really cover about Jaws that hasn't been covered before.
Yeah.
Everything we talked about, honestly, has probably been covered.
And if you're still here with us, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
We have been. We've been gone for a while.
Yes.
There was some moving, some changes. Life happens, and we're absolutely ecstatic to be back. We're happy to be back to do one of our all-time favorite films.
Yes.
Which is perfect for the holiday season that we're in right now, or the holiday weekend, I should say.
Yeah, and if you're still with us on this video,
yes,
our ramblings on and on, Craig and his wife decided, and kids in the family, decided we need to move closer to Randy.
Yeah,
because this film thing, we just gotta be there. And Alicia, bless your heart, she's like, yeah, we do. We need to live closer to Randy. We do. We really do.
Well, we've got a movie to make.
We got a movie to make. We do.
Yeah,
we do.
More on that though.
More on that.
Yes. So that is coming.
You said moron.
But yes. So as always, thank you so much for joining us. Pound that like button, subscribe, share, all of it.
John Holmes, that bitch.
John Holmes, that fucking button.
Only fins, that bitch.
Only fins.
Pound the like button. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Love you all.